Hi guys, well I got something special for you today. It's a Castrol V2 ETU. Well, I know you've been used on my videos of the T238, but I had the opportunity to test this one out, so I thought maybe make a small video of this one as well, since it's something that's well, I think it's pretty interesting, especially if you look at how the T238 went through all their different versions and started with relatively basic and well, yeah, basic ETU, and if we're looking at the ETUs that are coming out right now from mainly from China and stuff, that are pretty advanced from the get-go. I mean, I got a T238 V for the V2 gearbox and a V2.0. So this is the one with the Bluetooth possibility, so the option with Bluetooth. So it's very nice Mosfet as well, or ETU as well. And this Castrol V2, I already opened the box, but I repackaged it to show you guys what exactly is in here. So we got some, well, let's wait with you to the end. We got some stickers as well. There we go. Got some stickers, so an instruction manual. I'll show you this one in a bit because it's very interesting. And this is the unit itself, and it comes with an installation kit. So the thing that I found really interesting is well, the sticker already is on the board, so that means that it's insulated already properly against any well, any short circuits, or because what we used to do with the T238 and still do is we tape one of the sides, so we make sure it is insulated from the gearbox so it doesn't short out. But what it also has is another switch, as you can see, and let me a little bit closer, not sure if you can see it. This is a small switch, and basically what this is used for is for the magazine. So this means if the magazine is inside of the mag well, then it engages this trigger, and that means that the magazine, so the unit works. So if the magazine is out, it's deactivated, and then you can't use any of the functions to shoot. So that's pretty interesting. I would use it, though the only thing is that if I do, then because we have to clear out the magazine if you remove it before you go out of the field. So it's pretty cool and pretty realistic, but it's not something that I'm probably going to use. Otherwise I have to stick my hand up in the mag well, flip the switch, and then clear it out. So it is an option, but I think it will be too big of a hassle for me than it is a feature. What also comes right in, and what I really like, is that there are some good solid wires, some PTFE wire if I'm not mistaken. It also comes with heat shrink already. It's not shrunken yet, so you can do this yourself, and that's something that I find really cool, because sometimes maybe it's too far, or it's too short, or too long, or too short on the wires, so it needs to go a little bit more in the gearbox to make sure that specifically on this contact point you usually get well, if the wires are contacting there, maybe if it's too short, you still have some wires that can be damaged possibly, and with this it's more protected, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to install it in an ENC gearbox as well. It's a clear one that I had laying around. But what's also in here are some, also what's pretty cool is that there's a fuse here. I'm gonna probably cut it out, but I mean, I think it's really cool that they put it in here for some extra safekeeping, or for protection for the ETU. And also we have an DINS connector on here with a nice cap on it. I'm checking to see, because it looks like it isn't shrunken yet, but it is. This one is heat shrunken as well, and it's shrunken already. But again, I think in for a unit, a Mosfet, an ETU from China, I think this is a very nice ETU as well. I still haven't used it, so it's the first one that I have. I haven't installed it in a Gearbox yet, so I'm building a gun to test and see how it works as well. So one thing is I'm going to open it up as well, so you can see the main board. Not sure if it's good in focus. There you go. So it all looks pretty clean, apart from this the small cum drop on the switches. Not sure what that's used for. Why that's it? What? Oh no, it's hardened. So I think it's glued in to be sure that it isn't damaging anything. Probably. That's interesting, but it looks very solid. It also comes with an extra thick piece on here, so the sensor that's on here, the sector gear sensor, is protected. So if the gear spins and it maybe touches the ETU, it pushes on this side, so it doesn't hit the sensor but hits the side of this of the ETU. And also I see a lot of very small sensor. Like, the architecture looks pretty cool. I'm not an IT-ish guy. I don't have a lot of knowledge about making these type of things, but it looks very cool, very thought out, pretty packed as well. So yeah, one thing that I wanted to show you as well, let me put this one back in, is the installation guide, because that's something that a lot of these units are missing, and that's something that they really thought out pretty well, because well, it's a Bluetooth unit, so you have an option with to use it for the Bluetooth as well. Well, I'm recording at the moment on my phone, so I can't show you really, but there is a QR code in the leaflet, and you can download the app and you can check it for yourself. I think it looks pretty clean, pretty sleek. I will also put a link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But what we see in the installation manual is a pretty well laid out installation manual. You get the specifications, you get something that you get in your installation package, and also you got a manual how to install it with pretty well done pictures and text as well. So it shows you exactly how you have to install it, exactly what you have to do with the motor connectors, and also what you have to do with the sticker that's on there. And let me go to the other side. Here you can see what the installation manual is. So again, it goes, well, it starts at the other end, but here you have like the 6 and it goes all the way till step 9. And this is the step that I talked about just yet with the switch. So this switch is going to in the same place as the trigger safety is going, because you can't use safety anymore with this unit, because there's a plug in the way, so the pins are in the way, and so you can't use your mechanical safety anymore. So maybe it's a good alternative safety feature in this way. But again, I'm probably not going to use it, but if you want to, you can. Not a lot of specific and special things. What I do see or saw in the description was with the installation. Let me check if it's on here. Yeah, here we go. So this is pretty important as well, because most gearboxes, at least for airsoft, you have these different yeah, what should we call it? Basically, they're screw holes, but they're a bit of an upstanding edge. So on this one, usually with airsoft, it's only one. But if you have the second one, the second hole over here, if it isn't flat as this is, you have to either mill it out or use a Dremel to flatten it so it doesn't contact the ETU. What I always recommend, what you do is, before you start doing anything, just lightly press in the ETU on its place and see if it has any contact points that it's wiggling on. So in this case, it's, not sure if you can see it, but it's entirely flat, or almost flat. There we go. As you can see, it wiggles a little bit, but that's because of the where the screw needs to go. So, but it's flat. So sometimes if there's something underneath there, then you have a gap like this, for instance. You can see it like this. So, and then it will wiggle around. So try that very careful. Also, what a lot of people forget is try it on the other side as well. So with the top cover, place it on there, and as you can see on this side, we do have some wiggling. You see that? And that's, well, usually, and in this case it's the same. For this case, this one can stay, but usually that one needs to be flattened out as well. But it's this small edge that's on here. It's usually used for the trigger contacts, but this one needs to be milled out a little bit. But it's just a little, and that's the only thing, and then it will basically drop in. So if you don't, I highly recommend, if you're going to tech, get a Dremel or something of that kind. I usually recommend the Dremel brand because it's a very good brand and it will last you for literally decades. I've been using mine for, I think now 16, 17 years. So, and I still have the original brushes, and I really go. I really used it a lot. So, or maybe I changed the brushes lately. I don't know. But at least it's a very good Dremel, and I definitely recommend it as well. But that's the only thing that you basically need to do with the ENC gearbox. As you can see, what I already did here was flatten out these pins, because, well, usually if you close the gearbox, these pins usually press in the wires on the side, but with the extra wire that's running through there, it's usually a little bit thicker, so it doesn't really help, or you need to press really hard and maybe damage the wire. So usually flatten those out either way, and sometimes open this one up a little bit as well, but for this one installation don't think it's necessary. So that's basically the, well, for now, the unboxing from this ETU. I will be installing it as well, but that's maybe a video for another time, and definitely going to test it as well. I think maybe I will use it with the switch, and if I don't like it, then maybe I'll solder the wires together and use it without. But maybe for the beginning I'll try it with, so I'll get the full experience. But well, if you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section below. I always appreciate if people subscribe to my channel. I don't post a lot, but usually because I don't really want to be a YouTuber or anything like that, but if I have some information to share, or maybe new stuff that can send over, then I'm always happy to share the knowledge and the information with you guys, so you can make a well thought of decision if you want to buy maybe this unit or another unit, or maybe go for more of the more expensive ones from Gate, for instance, or for Perun. For Leviathan, then but it's always nice to have some extra information to make a well-based decision. Well, thanks again, and have a good night.